We're in Denver, Colorado at EnerCom's 19th annual Oil and Gas Conference. I'd like to welcome Craig Kelly, the Chief Financial Officer of Oryx Petroleum. Hi, Craig.
Hi, Quinn. Thank you very much for having me.
Your operations are focused in Africa and the Middle East. With ISIS insurgency in Iraq in the news the past couple of months, can you tell us how that has affected your operations?
Sure. Well, our hauler block is very close to the capital of Erbil, which is generally considered very safe. We're extremely confident in the KRG's ability to maintain the safety and security of the Kurdistan region in general. However, that said, the safety of our people comes first. And so we made a decision about a week and a half ago to temporarily suspend some of our operations, which we felt could be exposed to a higher degree of risk, a higher degree of security risk. But we do expect that we will be back to work in our core area of operations within the next couple of days, which is very important for us.
What do you think is next for Iraq?
It's a good question, and Iraq is at a very critical stage right now. But I think the world is slowly realizing that the ISIS problem is a global problem and that it needs a coordinated global response. Iraq needs assistance, basically to get rid of ISIS, and therefore they can then start the process to rebuild what has become quite a fractured population. A federal system of government would greatly help with this restoration.
Can you talk to us about your recent discoveries in the Middle East?
Sure. So the hauler block, which again I mentioned earlier, has been very successful for us. It's proving to be a world-class asset. We've been 4 for 4 in terms of exploration success on the wells, and in doing so, we've booked over 400 million barrels of recoverable oil for our interest. Demir Dagh, which is the largest discovery, we've commenced production. We're going to hit 25,000 barrels a day by the end of this year, and our target is to hit 100,000 barrels a day of production from Demir Dagh in 2016. We've also been actively appraising the other 3 discoveries on the field, just a question of figuring out how large they're going to be and when do we think we're going to be able to produce them and how are we going to produce them.
Craig, regarding your assets and operations in Africa, where do you see the biggest upside there?
Well, we've got 2 exploration wells in West Africa that are quite important for us in our portfolio. One is in the AGC, which is in Senegal. The other one is in Congo-Brazzaville. These are exploration wells that have the ability to add, call it between 50 and 100 million barrels net to our portfolio. Both exploration wells that we're going to be drilling in the first half of next year.
And if you can tell us, what gives you the confidence that you can succeed with the political risk in the Middle East and Africa?
Well, it's something that we've been doing for a long time as an organization. We've got over 30, 40 years of doing business in Africa. We were one of the first entrants into the Kurdistan region way back in 2005. And so it's the relationships and it's managing the political risk that we feel we're very good at.
Let's talk about the capital markets and your balance sheet. How are you planning to fund future growth?
So we've recently just raised over $200 million in an equity financing, which funds our near-term capital needs. Basically, anything over top of that we feel is going to be in the future in terms of capital needs we'll fund primarily with debt and potentially, well, obviously with cash flow from operations and potentially some additional equity, but mainly debt and cash flow.
Craig, what other insight would you like to share with our viewers about Oryx Petroleum?
What other insight? I mean, we are an aggressive, growing company. We've been in existence for about 3 years now. We've got, I'd say, a significant amount of potential in our portfolio. And we're a team that's done this before. We were successful with Oryx Petroleum, and we expect to be successful again.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck.
Super. Thank you very much, Quinn.
I'm Quinn Nguyen for OilandGas360.com.